Good morning, everyone. So today is Roxy's Journal of Stitchery Day, and I am just showing you what I'm doing. I'm doing a title page. It's not obligatory to do a title page, but I thought it would be fun to do one. Some of you have already done one. Sarah's already done hers, and so I started mine. I just wanted to grab my piece. So this is my book. It's cracking there, so I'll have to do something on the spine. But I have already glued it, so it's not going to come apart. And here I've got my samplers. Oh, look, they coordinate. These are my samplers 1 and 2. Well, that's upside down. Not that it matters. And so they will attach when I make my pages. And then I've just taken one of these that I prepared. I showed you how to do that. And then what I did was I just took a few plain fabrics, 3 actually, one here, this one, and that one. They're all slightly different linens, and I stitched them on, and I had made them bigger than the confines of my piece of fabric. So sometimes in some areas I snipped it off, and then in other areas, as I was stitching it on, I just folded it down and made a tuck, just to put a little bit of dimension and texture on there. So that's all folded over rather than snipping and down here a little bit. And then I've just cut out circles. Now, I'm sure most of you know how to cut out a circle. I just want to grab a piece of fabric. I'll grab a piece of this. And I'll just show you my easy way of cutting out a circle. So first, I'm sure you can't see right now, I just cut out a kind of a square for my circle, and then I go round in a circle. I sort of curve my scissors, but really I twist the piece of fabric around more in my hand than moving the scissors, and you just keep going round in a circle shape, and sometimes you have to tweak it and you get a fairly decent circle doing that. And then I just want to show you quickly how I cut my leaves. So I'll grab another piece. I've got lots of scraps here. So I just cut a rectangle for the leaf. And then I just go in a curved shape that way, and a curved shape that way. And there's my leaf. Okay, so super easy way to do those. Now, to stitch them, I wanted them to be a little bit dimensional. So there's no wadding in here. It's just the stitching. I've put little pleats in them, and then I've stitched them down. So I've left 2 here. I've done it both with the leaves and the flowers. So I thought I'd show you quickly with the last 2 how I did that. And I didn't worry too much about what was behind. Like, I made sure if I'm going to stitch this one first, I made sure that's behind it, because that's meant to be behind it. I'm just using this crochet stuff. It's vintage, and I thought I might as well use it up. It's nice and strong. I don't have a clear idea yet how it's going to further evolve, this cover, but I'm very happy with it so far. Because sometimes you sort of have a vague idea in your mind, but then you're not quite sure. I don't know, sometimes you can't seem to get it really going. So what I did was, I put a little fold in there, and I put a few little stitches in to keep it there. Now you could put your fold before you put it on there, but I wanted to actually anchor it down. Not that, well, I'm going to do centers in them anyway, but I decided to go like that. And then I just jumped. I mean, you could leave them loose like that, so they're really dimensional, but I wanted to stitch them down. But I allowed it to crease a bit. I put creases in as I went around. So I'm very excited to see Sarah's video. She's not going to be doing any stitching. She's going to, well, you will have already seen hers probably before. See, I put a little tuck in there because I want it to be a little bit irregular. Mum's there. So you will have seen Mum's work, and I can't wait to see it because I've seen it on Skype, but I haven't seen it, you know, like you can see it better on the video. Put my tuck back in. You don't have to do this, but I just enjoyed it, and some people have already done, as I said, they've done some title pages. It's not as I said, it's not obligatory, but if you want to do one, you can do one. You might call it Pam's Journal of Stitchery or Journal of Stitchery, or you can call it Roxy's if you want to, but maybe you want to personalize it to yourself. Just putting little folds and tucks and things in just so it's irregular. So Joan, she does, I think she watches the YouTube videos, but I know her through Facebook. She's a lovely English lady that lives actually down the road from me. And she suggested, well, asked, were we going to do a Facebook group? So we've actually, Sarah set up the Facebook group. I leave her all of the technical stuff to do because she's much more computer savvy than I am. And so we've set up the Facebook group. So I'll put the link in the description box below if you want to join that, if you're on Facebook. And it's a place for everyone to share. Please do continue to share on Instagram. You can actually set up your Instagram that it shares to, oh no, it might not share to a group, I don't know. But anyway, because that's where I'm mostly on Instagram. I do have Facebook, but I don't spend a lot of time there. I quickly look at it in the morning, and then I pretty much don't go back on until the next day. But yeah, if you're not on Instagram and you want to share on Facebook, then we've created the group Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. As I said, I put the link and you can request and we will sign you in. Please make sure you read the rules. It's a place to be kind and just share what you're doing with the project. No, not other stitching. It's just inherent to the Journal of Stitchery, just so that we don't get all confused. It's not going to be like one of those Facebook groups that's for for everything. It's just for this project. And of course we will remove anyone who's not nice, and of course no self-promotion shops, that sort of thing, because it's all about the stitching. It's not about selling anything. And I think that if anyone has channels or Instagram pages, they will organically grow if you just use the hashtags, because people are following the hashtags on Instagram, and so they will come along and follow you if they like what you're doing. And then the other thing is you can also, as I've said many times, you can click on the, see how you put a little pleat down the center and then you get this nice shape on your leaf. If you click on the hashtag on YouTube as well, you can see all the videos, and there's some great videos. I haven't watched them all yet, but I've watched a few and they're really great. And I probably won't be able to comment on everything, but I'll try my best here and there to comment on things. So and I'm a bit behind, because I'm not always on social media, so actually the most part of the day I'm not on it. So yeah, I do fall behind, but I'll try and catch up with seeing everything and try and comment. Sarah's trying to do it as well. She's sharing people's work on her Insta stories. She's really good at doing that. So if you want to watch that, just look at Sarah's Insta stories. And yeah, so it's all very exciting. And there we go, got a nice shape in the leaf just by putting a little crease in there. Then it just naturally came a little fold in there, and I've got my my leaf shape. Okay, I don't know quite how much I'm going to do in this video because I haven't really decided exactly what I'm doing, but anyway. Okay, so with the wording, I'm thinking I might couch. Thinking of couching it all. I've just drawn it on by freehand. Hope I didn't make any spelling mistakes with the Frickson pen. Now, I wonder what colour I would like to use. I feel like I'd like a navy blue would be nice. Let me see, just a sec. Okay, let's get the threads out. Whoops, I think I might like to couch some sort of wool on. Of course, they're at the bottom. My blue ones are at the bottom. So let's see, I've got something in there. That's green. So I would probably use something contrasting. That's silks. Oh, these are nice. I might use couch one of these on. Yes. Good. I don't know that I'm going to do all the writing all colourful. I'm thinking I'm going to do it all blue. Blue and what? So I'll just start it just to show you. Although you've learnt couching now, haven't you? Do this colour, or this one could be nice, or a green. I like those two colours more. That looks like it's a more special thread. I guess it doesn't matter. I like that one or that one. I think maybe the blue one. Or I could do something like this one. That's more, no, I think I like that. Okay, it's just a feeling. It's just like, I just like the look of it. So hopefully with, I'll be able to put this through the fabric. I'm not sure. Otherwise I'll have to do raw ends, which is, well, maybe I will do raw ends because they can look a bit messy and textural. So just take a piece. Thread this up. At least for the first word, I'm going to couch it. And I'm thinking some of these flowers are going to have like a little bit of maybe a looser sort of turkey work, so it's not so dense. I'm going to do knots in some, beads. I'm going to do some embroidered leaves as well. I'm going to fill it in, but I think I want to do the writing first. So where did this come down to? About there. So this is nice and thick. That it's the DMC, it's that cotton one. So I'm going to come up here and I'll have the little tufty end sticking out. Oh, this needle doesn't want to go through. I'm going to do a few stitches there just to make sure it holds. I went through the knot. If you go through your knot, you won't be able to come up. Just hold my knot out of the way. That's better. Pull it tight. You want to hold it. Now, it's not going to be a problem because this is not going to be washed. It's going to be in a book. Okay, I've done 2 there. And then every amount of you know, you can decide how distant you want your couching. It's a nice way to do lettering. Sarah did a lot of, she's done a lot of fancy stitches. I can't wait to see hers as well, because I've only seen hers on Skype too. So very much looking forward to watching the video. I need to put my needle puller on. So I did actually really enjoy, I haven't done it for ages. I actually sat last night and stitched. And it was just, I haven't done that probably for a year, if not more. That's why I wanted to do this project, to sit and just stitch. So yeah, you're not going to obviously see everything on camera, but you will get, you know, hopefully get inspired and get ideas. So I'll do the R just to show you. Oh my goodness. I might change my needle. This one, I don't know why, it seems to be a good one. Let's see if I've got one with a... Okay, I'll try this one. It's got a narrower eye, because I'm going through quite a few layers now, so I'm struggling a bit. And it's not any better. And so you might get pulling, so you just put it down and readjust. Stretch it out as best you can. Oh, it's slightly better. So what I'm going to do here, I don't want my tufty bit here where these meet, so, but I will want it there. So what I'm going to do is grab a chunky needle. I'm going to thread this on the needle, and then I'm going to, not this one, where's my other chunky needle? I'm sure I had one in here. No. When I say chunky, I mean big-eyed needle, so I've got one in here, I think. Chenille needle, that's what they are. Chenille number 24. Here's one. They have a larger eye. If I get my act together. Okay, I'll just put that over there. And so when I get to the end, which I've got one more stitch, I will poke that down in through. I'm just going to do it now. Down here. If I didn't want the tufty bit, it's because this is going to be tough. Can I do it without breaking my needle? I've broken many needles doing this sort of thing. Okay. So there, I've ended that. If I didn't want the tufty bit, I'd come back up here. And when I say the tufty bit, I mean the raw end. But I think I'm going to keep the raw end. So I need to get this through. And then I'm going to end this one off. Actually, I can leave that one. I don't need to end that one off. I just need to end this one off. Sometimes things are not for the faint-hearted, are they? So we'll just do a knot in here. So you just keep your loop and then go through your loop and then pull it tight. I'm not going to do 2 knots here because it's a very thick thread. Put that over there. Right. Now here, I'll put this over here. So this is where this mat is really useful. It's an ironing, it's a wool or felt, sometimes wool felt, or maybe I can't remember what it's called, ironing mat. And Pam from Pandora's Junk Journals got me onto them because she had one. And so yeah, you can get your little mini sewing iron. Yeah, those are, I've got one, but I haven't used it very often. And you iron your fabrics right there on your work table. So to start off, it's a little bit fiddly. Might need my pliers. Okay, that's good. Okay, and then you just continue around. Okay, so you get the idea. Honestly, you just make it up as you go. That's how I learned. I just made it up. I mean, I was having a giggle to my sister how I used to be so scared of French knots. And you know what I used to do? Instead of doing the knot, because I used to make such a mess of them, I used to put I used to do little teeny tiny mini stitches like this right next to each other and pretend they were French knots. I know as I'm pulling through the fabric, I am shaking you all. I hope it's not so extreme that you're all feeling seasick. Whoops. So you just follow along on your drawn line, covering it up. So maybe we should talk about transferring. Like if you want to, you know, put some flowers on. I don't normally, I just create them really with the stitches. I might draw on vague circles and lines or something like that, but I don't really draw a detailed pattern on. But if you wanted to, there's several ways you can do it. You can if you have a light box, that you put your design, your pattern, and then your fabric on top, and you have the light turned on underneath, and that's the best way to do it. But if you don't have a light box, you might have a glass top table, and you can put a lamp under there and put your design and then your fabric on top, and then that you'll be able to see it because you'll have the light shining from behind. The other way to do it is you can tape your design or your pattern to your window and then tape your fabric over the top and draw it with the light behind it. And then there are other things like Solvey, which is like Solvey. Mum uses that a lot, and it's like this water-soluble plastic stuff that you trace you put it over your pattern and trace it on, and then you tack that onto your work, and then you stitch over the plastic, and then you wash it, and it comes out. It disappears, but you have to wash it really well because it goes really stiff. Now I'm having trouble. I might have to do a raw edge here. It's just I'm having so much trouble. Just cut it off. Going through all those layers with the thick thread that we're going to have a tufty bit. That's just all I can do. It's actually not so bad because I can't get through. So that, yeah, there's several ways you can do it. And I think there's some sort of paper too that does a similar job to Solvey. Right. Now, will I dare try to go through here? I drew it there, I think. Okay, I'll just put my knot. I didn't put my knot in right away because I didn't know if I'd get through it, but I did. Okay, so I can see I'm not even taking that one off. I'm just continuing on around. So once I finish the R off, I think I'll do a little bit of drawing on there where I might do some embroidered bits. And I think I'll probably put a few buttons on here and there too. I'm not sure. I can put, what I'll do, if I do any work during the week, you know, that over the next week or so, I can put some just some progress photographs up on the Facebook group, and I'll also put them on Instagram. So I'll just trim this off. So obviously the more layers you have, the harder it is sometimes. And this is quite a thick perlé cotton, and so it's struggling to get through. There we go. So there's my R. I'm going to continue on with the other letters in the same way. I might embroider these with 6 strands. I'm not sure. And then, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, so I might just do it all with the couching. I just have to decide. So I'll keep those out. So that's that. Okay, now I'm going to also embroider a few things. So I only do a vague sort of, there's my S there. I've got to be careful not, oh, there's my thing. So I've got to be careful. See, that's why I need to do them first, but I might have something coming up here. And I've got room down here for a few bits. I'll do something there, but I'm not sure what yet. And then over here I've got some space. And I might do, you know, little bits of seed stitches to fill in the gaps. Yeah, I think I'll have to wait until, a little bit coming down here. I've sort of done my lettering first before I can really see where my spaces are. So there we go. So I don't know how helpful that was for you. There's a few little tips and tricks in there. Yeah, so if you want to join the Facebook group, please do. I hope you could see all of that on screen. I did zoom in so you could see better. I'm going to continue on doing my couching. I'm deciding whether or not to couch the little smaller words, or I might just do them in backstitch or something like that, and then couch the rest. I'm not sure. I have to decide. I kind of like the idea of that all being the blue and then having colour around it. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I will update you with my progress. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.